The ongoing feud between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley has the potential to be one of the most compelling storylines in WWE's women's division, but it's currently falling short due to how the narrative is framed. Instead of focusing on their shared history and personal rivalry, the feud is being diluted by an emphasis on Dominic Mysterio, with the championship taking a backseat. This presentation undercuts what could be a fierce, deeply personal conflict between two of WWE's top female talents. Fans have seen Ripley and Morgan's story evolve over years, starting when they were tag team partners in 2022. Their bond was shattered when Ripley turned on Morgan after a failed tag title bid, sparking what could have been the beginning of a long and bitter rivalry. Despite the rich history between them, WWE has chosen to center the current feud around the love triangle involving Dominic, reducing the complexity of their animosity to a battle for a man's affection, rather than a battle for dominance and revenge. This approach is particularly frustrating when compared to other feuds, such as Hangman Adam Page vs Swerve Strickland or Drew McIntyre vs CM Punk. Those storylines have been driven by deep-seated personal issues and intense hatred, with the championship serving as the ultimate prize but not the sole motivator. The storytelling in these rivalries brings intensity and depth, making fans emotionally invested. Ripley and Morgan's feud could have the same impact if WWE focused more on their history and the personal stakes beyond Dominic Mysterio. Ripley's betrayal of Morgan, their subsequent battles, and Ripley's role in taking Morgan out of action with a shoulder injury all provide a foundation for a bitter and violent feud. When Ripley eliminated Morgan to win the 2023 Royal Rumble, it added another layer of betrayal to their story. But instead of exploring these complex emotional dynamics, the feud has been simplified into a soap opera of who can win over Mysterio, leaving their personal rivalry and the championship in the shadows. The addition of Raquel Rodriguez should also bring fresh intrigue, as she shares history with both Ripley and Morgan. Rodriguez could inject new intensity into the storyline, given her own past with Ripley as both a rival and a tag team partner. But even with this new element, there's concern that the narrative will continue to be driven by tyrant tropes, missing the opportunity to tell a powerful story centered on the women's personal and professional ambitions. Ultimately, Ripley and Morgan's feud should be about so much more than who has the upper hand in a love triangle. The history between them offers enough fuel for a fierce, emotionally charged rivalry where both women are fighting for revenge, respect, and supremacy in the division. WWE has all the tools to turn this into a blood feud on par with the most heated men's rivalries, yet the focus on Dominic Mysterio diminishes the stakes and undermines what could be a groundbreaking story for women's wrestling. Fans are calling for more respect and focus on the women's division, and this feud is a prime example of why. Ripley vs Morgan has the potential to be a legendary rivalry, but only if WWE stops framing it through the lens of a male character and gives the women's story the spotlight it deserves.